Oh, I didn't update that. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Journey to the Farlands. This one's a commentary one, in case you can't tell already by my lovely intro. It's pretty late as of my filming this, but I wanted to do a little bit of a commentary episode in case tomorrow I do get busy. I was planning on filming for a long time tomorrow, but well, I'm going fishing and then I'm playing Calamity with Devin, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're back with another episode. I don't know how much I'll have to talk about. Oh, yeah, the wrong world. Before Journey to the Farlands, no, we're playing Journey to the Farlands. Ah, this is more comfortable. Well, where we leave off? Oh, not too bad. 3.65 million. Very, very nice. Anyway, hello everybody. Hopefully you're all doing well. But yeah, I'm like I don't know if I said, but I'm off work. Just got off work midnight. It's midnight, so we're doing a midnight stream. One of those fun midnight streams. Um, yeah, I did a pretty sizable before Journey to the Farlands stream in that world. We made a good like 30k progress, I think. Yeah, that's what I wrote down in my notebook. But yeah, very exciting. And then in that series, apparently my phone says I'll reach that goal in 2024 in January, which would be nice. I ideally want to have that series complete by the time we actually get to the Farlands, so I don't have to play catch up. But I mean, chances are probably will be okay. I'm not worried about that, honestly. I'm more worried about getting to the Farlands than the other series having catch up. Yeah, like I'm pretty excited to get to the Farlands. I know a lot of you guys are. Yeah, I know I've heard I've seen a lot of comments on YouTube about like staying dedicated and whatnot and keeping things going. And I have no plans of stopping. At least, if life gets in the way, then we can't really do anything about that, of course. But I'm to try with like pretty much all my power that I have to remain invested. And I'm having no issue. I've had no issue for the past 11 months. So I'm hopefully going to assume that nothing's going to change in the next year plus. I know a couple of people say a few years, which it may be a few years, but it is what it is, I say to that. I'm making quite good progress anyway. Ooh, midnight stream. Very nice. What did I want to talk about? I just thought of something when I was before I started stream. I just thought of something that I wanted to talk about. Ah, gosh. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll get to that. I'll get to what I was thinking. But yes, I have got modded episode 2, or should I say episode 1, out now. Well, it's not out now. I'm editing it right now. It'll probably be released tomorrow if all goes well. Should be uploaded within the next few days at the very least. So that's exciting. I really like how the episode turned out. So I do, recommend, people watching this to go over and watch modded. Start on the second video of the playlist because there is an episode 0, but it is of another world. It is of another world, yes, because I had to restart due to some terrain issues where I had to enable build craft and industrial craft, like the world gen for those mods. So I fixed that, and I do like this new seed a lot more. We got a good base going. I got some good diamondage already in the first episode, but I won't talk a whole lot about that because I want to save. If people are watching, I want you go over and watch that when I upload it, of course. If you're watching it as of my uploading or my streaming slash uploading of this episode here, I will. it will be a few days from when you're watching this, if it's at live or in the future a little bit. But anyway, I've been making some good progress. I haven't. I think no, I did do that like 9 hour stream the other day, and then last week we did the two 10 hour streams, which I still don't know how I managed to do those, but yes, it terrifies me sometimes. No, the whole what was it? My genius frightens me. That's Top Gear. That's a funny joke. But anywho, I figured I'd talk about some new changes that I've done. Of course, recently I've done some. I'm doing some new series. Of course, I got modded, which is in the beta 1.7.3 Mango pack. Excellent mod pack, by the way. It's for this version that I'm in right now, actually. This version beta 1.7.3. Um, and yeah, I filmed, like I said, I filmed 2 episodes. One a few weeks ago, and one just yesterday. So I've started editing it. It'll probably be edited for tomorrow or the next day, give or take. I think also maybe part of the reason why I didn't feel much of a connection to it when I was filming this past episode was probably because I filmed episode 1 of Modded, or episode 0 now, back when was it? July 8th, like the beginning of the month. It's literally been weeks. It took me like a week and a half to edit it. I didn't actually need that much time. I just didn't really like the episode all that much. I think it's telling what stuff I really enjoy depending on how long, like, if it's an edited series, like how long it takes to edit usually. I mean, if it's a super long episode, then might have to give or take, add a few hours or a few days kind of thing. But yeah. So yeah, Modded is the new series. Old Craft is going to be like once or twice a week. I think it might be Friday. I might do Old Craft Friday. Let's see. Because, yeah, me and Devin will be hanging out. And I don't think Nico's tagging along. I'm not too sure of that yet. So, yeah, we might do Old Craft. There would have been an episode last week, but I decided not to record it just because I was tired when we did it. I was like going on a few hours of sleep that day. So I just did a bunch of mining and resource gathering. So yeah, it wouldn't have been the most exciting of episodes anyway. It would just been mining. I didn't do like any building. I still have to kind of think of what I want to do in terms of building because I want to like add stuff to the house and whatnot and get some things going. But that's old craft and modded. Then of course there's Journey to the Farlands, which has been around for a long time. I mean, I've been walking in this world for 11 months. Basically, no big breaks. I took one break in June, pretty much the entire month of June. It's like radio silence. I did like a few videos in June on Journey to the Farlands, and then I just kind of went silent once exams rolled around, just because times are tough. They're not necessarily tough, I guess, just busy. But we're in the summer now, and I got one more good month of summer. One more nice sizable month, the month of August. We got that coming, and I do expect to do some longer episodes in that time. Just I I don't even know which way I'd lean. Like I'm kind of caught in between either saying like catching up to where we should have been, like if I hadn't been taking all those days off or whatever, like catch up, or going like pushing forward kind of thing. I'm assuming next summer will probably have to be like the catch up slash, get the foot put the foot forward kind of thing. I don't know if I'll be able to, let this summer get me too far ahead of schedule. And by schedule, I mean like a reasonable time frame to get to the Farlands. I know people have done it in like 9 months, like maybe a year. I'm at a year now, and we're nearing a third of the journey. 30% is coming up pretty soon. Probably within the next few episodes, we'll surpass 30% of the way to the Farlands. But yeah, that's definitely a bit slower than other journey people who've done other journeys, or like who have like made it to the Farlands. But time, this is a very time permitting journey, I must say. It is all dependent on time, which I either have too much spare time or too little. That's kind of where I'm at right now. So yes, that is what's going on with Journey to the Farlands, and of course I'm doing before Journey to the Farlands, which is like like a I don't even know how many times a week, like 2 to 3 times a week, I guess, which will be capturing parts of Journey to the Farlands that I didn't stream because I didn't stream the journey for the first like 2 or so months, like the first 1.5 million blocks. I did technically before that, like I did 1.1 million in episode 1. I think I was just past a million in early October, but I also I also did a lot of no commentary breaks in between the episodes, so I'm just gonna make it nice and clean and just have it work nicely anyway. But yes, that series will kind of run alongside this one, which I know two Journey to the Farlands series is at once crazy, although they both are technically for the same goal. The other one is a little bit different. It's not technically to get to the Farlands, it's just to cover the parts of the journey I didn't stream. And I've done like I think 5 total videos on it, 3 episodes, because I did a megasode with 2 parts. I do things called megasodes, which don't count as episodes, which that's just the way I go, I guess. I'm not changing it now. And if I were to, everything would be, I'd be like episode 174, and that's actually like 200, or like 300 or something. Because I know for sure there's like bound to be like at least like 100 episodes of before Journey to the Farlands, and then this series, the Journey to the Farlands, like after before Journey to the Farlands, it's a little bit of a conundrum, I guess, or riddle. I'm trying to think of the word. Tongue twister, paradox. I don't know. But yes, the the other journey is technically the other series is a prequel to this one, if that makes sense. So yes, once I'm done that, it'll be a complete archive, so you'll be able to watch pretty much every second of the journey, or at least hear it, because I know at some points I've also been on like the be right back screen and I walk for like a minute or two, but that's like you know an odd case. That's not very common in the journey. So I like to say every second is archived, every second of walking, because I know I've edited like 1 or 2 episodes of this entire series. I know there's 170 plus. There's like I guess 200 total videos in the playlist, and yes, I've only edited a few of them because I like to edit very minimally. Although I guess I do edit out breaks in a lot of episodes. I gotta do that as well. Maybe when I just feel like doing a bunch of random editing, I'll do that. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I feel like no commentary episodes don't really care anyway about all the breaks, but not too sure. Anyway, before I continue to ramble on about Journey of the Farlands, I guess I should talk about my other series and what's going on with them. So Java, which is my last major kind of SMP like let's play thing I had, where I was playing on an SMPI host with a bunch of friends, and like of course I haven't uploaded to it to the channel about it in like weeks. I haven't played on it in like weeks, to be honest. And I haven't opened it. Like no one's requested it open, but I'm sure that'll change, of course. But I've kind of decided to take a hiatus from modern Minecraft, at least for the time being. I talked about it in the episode of Modded. I'm gonna be taking a hiatus and rethinking things, and I'll come back or not or whatever to Java. I'm figuring it out. I'm deliberating with the brains, the handful of brain cells in there in that noggin of mine. Doing a bunch of deliberating, figuring out if I really want to come back to modern versions. I mean, I'll probably come back for major updates. Well, I mean, I didn't come back for Trails and Tails yet, but Java's technically, the SMP is technically updated to 1.20. But I'm not a whole lot sure of what I want to do regarding Java, so I'll leave it up to the Ender Dragon battle and Devin becoming mayor and whatnot. Not much has happened since, like a little bit. There's some developments, but I think if I do return, I'm going to return, especially with the streaming portion when people become active again, at least somewhat active. That's a big problem with a lot of SMPs I've hosted in the past. I'm sure a lot of you guys have had similar problems with SMPs you've either hosted or been on, as that activity can be a big issue. And that goes back to motivation and thought process and whatnot, which is all stuff I'll probably have to change regarding Java if I do return to it. Not saying I'm closing it. I'm gonna keep hosting it, but I probably just might leave the world kind of thing, or I might not. We'll see. I'm gonna give it like a month or two or three, or how long it takes, however long it takes, I guess. I'm perfectly content doing just the journey to the Farlands and the old Minecraft stuff here. And for the multiplayer fix, you can go to old craft, and I have episodes of Java and new craft. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm headed with that. So yeah, it's not the best situation, of course. I'd love to be super excited to play modern versions with my friends and stuff, but I don't really feel it right now, especially with the inactivity and I don't know, maybe even the world too. A bad world can spoil your enjoyment, I'm sure too. I mean, it's not like a terrible world, like it's not a bad seed or anything, but it's not really good. Is what I'm getting at. But yeah, I kind of discussed it with Devin, and yeah, we both kind of came to the same conclusion for what I should do, which basically is just I'll take, you know, however long it takes to decide whether I want to return to the current world, where I want to only return if we reset. If I want to not return at all, that's also a decision I might make. It's all really in the air right now. I think it's good that I at least formally. Oh, is there no audio? Oh, that stink. Keep having to switch it. I forget to switch it back. I'm bad for that. Okay, well I'm gonna keep walking. Now you have sound. Not, I guess I don't know if it was that big a deal, but we got sound now. I'm sure it's not gonna be the last time that issue pops up. I don't even know why I. Oh, I guess it's for no commentary. Ah, yes. When someone hops in the chat, yes. I didn't bring much water with me. I got this bucket in the world. I can't drink out of it in real life. I just got this little bit of water at the bottom of my water bottle. Okay, I didn't feel like filling it up. I'm tired. Initially, I think tomorrow I was gonna see how long I could go on for like a commentary episode, but I'll see how the day ends up going, because I don't know how long I'll be fishing for. And then I don't know how long Devin and I will play Calamity mod, which I don't even know when we're doing that. Could be like anytime tomorrow. So yeah, there's lots of plans. Oh, I guess I should go back to the series stuff. Um, but yeah, that's the Java situation. I'm departing from the server for, you know, an indefinite period, and I will return, or I may or may not return depending on what solution, or if any solution I come to. I definitely think like a big part of, I say that a lot. A big part. I definitely think a majority of my issues come from my own like way I come across or I try and view modern Minecraft. I don't know. I don't think I know my play style when it comes to modern Minecraft. Like I like to build, I like to adventure, but I think I'm missing something. I don't think I'm enjoying it to the fullest, and I definitely think I overthink modern Minecraft. I think that's why I don't enjoy it. Is I overthink it. I get all these projects, and then I just keep adding more projects, and I never really learn to give up on stuff I don't like. And when I do, I just move on to other stuff that's kind of meh as well. But I'll move on to some other stuff. I've gone on about Java SMP long enough. That's not even a Java SMP isolated problem. But anywho, what other series have I decided to discontinue temporarily or permanently? The Sims 2. That was kind of unfortunate timing. I meant to make it like a weekly series, like modded, but I'm a bit full on series now, so I will probably return to that when I come back to The Sims. I don't know when. Usually it's about once a year, but I might see in about the fall or something like that. Although also in the fall, I'm planning on maybe returning Minecraft Through Time. That's back to another series. Minecraft Through Time. I might do a season 2. I know I didn't quite finish this current world, but I took a break and I'm in a bit of a different thought process now regarding the series. And I want to go back into it, but I want to reset the clock and take it a bit slow. That's right what I want to do. If you guys don't know, Minecraft Through Time was a series I did where I went from early inf dev, or not early inf dev, but late inf dev. I might just start an alpha this time. But I went from like the early versions of Minecraft that you could play in single player and still upgrade the world, of course. And the whole kind of idea is that you go through all the versions. That's why I call it Minecraft Through Time, because it spans like a decade of versions. And eventually catch up to modern Minecraft, after like 100 episodes or something. But yeah, that's a fun series. I definitely want to rehash that at some point. That's definitely something I want to do. I just think I went way too quickly. I don't like how quickly I went. I want to enjoy it a little more. So yeah, that's what I'll do. Depending on how long like modded goes on for. I might still be doing modded around that time, of course. So I'll just do like modded in Minecraft Through Time. And I also am debating doing Kerbal Space Program at least in the summer here, KSP, because I might buy it. I guess the sale ends in a few days. I guess tomorrow. So I'll probably buy it, even if I don't decide to stream it. I'll still play it on my own time. But I want to try and do like a pilot for that series. Pilot, no pun intended. But I want to do a pilot for that series. Maybe this week, maybe next week. I don't know. I feel like I've already started so many series, but I kind of just get on that creative train. I might just, I can buy the game now and just play it later too. But that's a game I've kind of had my eye on recently, especially after hearing about it from TFC, which Tinfoil Chef, who I've been watching watching his journey to the Farlands recently. I'm about 40 something episodes into his series, Booties. But I've been watching Tinfoil Chef series because that's kind of what originates my series here, and I noticed a lot of like similarities between the series. and not just like the bed thing, which I directly kind of like use that idea that TFC did with the beds. I also do the hidey holes now. That was also from watching him recently. But yeah, I noticed a lot of similarities behaviorally. And not even I didn't even watch him when I initially did the Journey to the Farlands, and even back then I was still very similar to this. So very similar. We're very similar. But yeah, this was kind of like a. Of course, I talked about it in the last commentary where I said this was a series that's like kind of to honor Tinfoil Chef and his Journey to the Farlands, which is kind of where this series got its name from. And the kind of goal is to emulate it a little bit. I want to put my own spin on it, of course. But I Tinfoil Chef emulated Kurt J. Mac, and I kind of emulated from Kurt J. Mac at the beginning because I watched a lot of his journey, or his Farlands or Bust. I watched like a good 80 or so episodes of that in the beginning of this journey. This one here. So yeah, I watched a lot of stuff, and I've taken a lot of things from each of them. A lot of like ideas and mannerisms too. But I kind of like the idea of, taking something else, kind of emulating it, and then making it original through the process and making it more your own kind of thing. That's kind of how originality is kind of fake, not really all that real. Originality is always the subject of other things interpreting and emulating it. Like Hermitcraft being a common example in Minecraft was Hermitcraft being inspired a lot by Minecraft, which was Minecraft was like the first like big popular YouTube SMP. And then Hermitcraft, of course, was another popular SMP that's still around. Of course, Minecraft is also still around, but Hermitcraft is like a titan, a Goliath. It is a monument, for sure. Speaking of monuments, it's an interesting thing that a bit of a difference, of course, in our thought processes, but of course, we'll think a bit differently. TFC was a lot older, of course, decades older than me. Like even especially back then, that was like I'm in 2015. He started in 2012, and for like it's 2015 where I'm at. And of course, it ends at 2021. I think that was the last episode he did was in 2021. But yeah, one of the things was he calls his like I say outpost. That's like my idea of like a base in this world. Like if I build a base in Journey to the Farlands, I call it an outpost. And if TFC's way of calling it, he calls them monuments, which is like it's not too bad an idea. But I already reserve the use of monuments for the million block monument, which is every million blocks, which we're actually getting close to our next million. So I might be getting around to the 4 million block monument sooner than I think. Well, probably not sooner than I think. It goes by at a pace that's pretty reasonable and within thought. Yes, burning the midnight oil. Yes, reminds you of the classic Journey to the Farlands episode, where I also did the exact same thing. But yeah, I'm burning that midnight oil. Indeed, Devin. I wonder who else is here. I know you're here. It says it's like 3 people, but I know there's a bot, there's you, and then there's some other person lurking, I'm sure. Or some other bot or something or other. gosh, look at all the sheep. There's quite the abundance of sheep. There's quite the abundance indeed. Okay. Where am I? Oh, I'm collecting a lot of wool. Jeez, too much, too much. Gotta continue the journey anyway. Lost my train of thought. I was kind of ending that off anyway, but the whole TFC thing and the mannerisms and whatnot. Okay, well, the journey continues as I seem to say. Also, I noticed TFC also says that. Continuing that conversation. But I notice he says that a lot. Alright, you said something else. It might not be exactly that. Oh yes, we're continuing onward to the Farlands. I think that might be a Kurt thing though too. I feel like Kurt J Mac also said we're continuing to the Farlands. That was my impression of Kurt. He kind of has that kind of voice, which I actually emulated that style of speaking in early episodes. Just because it's like a kid learning mannerisms and whatnot. Except, sometimes some things never change, and apparently that's one of them. What do I need though? Oh, I need dirt. My shovel's gonna break probably. Unfortunately, this shovel will not last me to the Farlands. You will not be the first shovel, and you are not the last. You are just somewhere in between. See if it'll break. I know it has like a 1500 durability or whatever. Ah, there she goes. Okay. I gotta make another one. There's another one of my measly little diamonds gone. Boo-hoo. My diamond collection is dwindling. Although those are diamonds from when were those from? February? I would say January, but I believe I did lose my diamonds at some point after that. So maybe I'll say February. It's definitely been over half a year. These diamonds have lasted me a long time. Oh, that's enough dirt. Gosh, I just lose my train of thought when I get into a good conversation. Good thing the Journey of the Farlands is so bloody simple. it's yeah. I'm glad for that. But yes. Go get the sniffles. Got the midnight sniffles. I don't even know how many episodes of mine have the word midnight in them. Because there's burning the midnight oil. There's the midnight hour. Right in the midnight hour or whatever. There's what other one had midnight in it? A midnight adieu. That was a recent one. Where I just kind of in the outro I was just like, I bid you all a midnight adieu. Which was very out of place. A very out of place, out of pocket remark of mine, but those are fairly common. You will find indeed. Halfway through the episode. Well, I'm gonna assume this one's an hour long. Inexplicably hungry around midnight. Well, I did have my midnight snack already, so I guess to answer that question, yes, because I already did have my midnight snack. So yes, I guess I was a little bit hungry. I don't know if I'd say inexplicably, but definitely hungry. I would have. Yes. I see. I am not the only one of what was it? What was I saying? out-of-pocket remarks. Guess that is a commonality. Yeah, I guess we'll just pop down a Heidi pole, as TFC calls them. I don't think Kurt called them that. I don't think Kurt even used them. I think Kurt only explicitly uses the hidey hole as a bed. Oh no, I've seen him use these before. Never mind. I think he uses just the hidey poles. I think I just call them bed poles or whatever. But I like hidey pole. It's a clever naming convention. Well, go for a bit of a dive. I would use a boat, but it's not that big of an expense. I can just swim over to the side here. Where are we at? I don't even know how far I've gone in this like 40 minutes I've done. Let me look through here. 3,000, 4,000, 5, I think 5,000 bucks. Oh, not too shabby. I mean, it's kind of funny how 5,000 blocks to some may sound like a super long distance. Like 5,000 blocks, that's crazy. I mean, you're just walking 5,000 blocks, but to me, 5,000 blocks is just a drop in the bucket. Another episode I've done. I'm very predictable, and apparently I can just, slip in my episode titles into my vocabulary like that. Although most of them are references or actually even more common sayings. Like that's probably the most common episode thing I go with is like a common saying, like drop in the bucket or burning the midnight oil. What other ones? I don't know. There's a lot of references anyway and things. I just can't think of them because I got night brain apparently. I don't know what that means, but it maybe means something. Oh, I will not, Devon. The sayings will never run out. And when I do run out, I will make up more. I'm very creative that way. I've done like 170 something of these, and I still haven't run out of episode names. I mean, I think after every episode, I'm like starting to stretch it a little bit further each time, but I'm sure I'll have enough in the old noggin of mine. Start mixing sayings. No. Well, it depends because all the episode titles for this series come naturally, believe it or not, or I do force them sometimes if I truly can't come up with a title, I just pop one out. But usually I think of them during the episode, or I say them if it's a commentary, or I say them in the outro if it's a no commentary. I just kind of am like that, and I write them down too if it's a longer episode too, because I forget. And then I'm like, that would have been a really good title, whatever it was. Like, the one kind of thing. I shall continue for, an odd 20 minutes, I'd say. Then I'm off to bed. That sounds wonderful. Okay. See, the sun is moving in a westerly direction, as per the usual, which is the direction we're heading, west. And then whatever this direction is. I think I actually figured it out before. It was either northwest or southwest, I believe. Wait, north, south, east, west. Oh yeah, I guess it could be north or south. It might be south. I know in versions prior to this, I do believe Notch flipped the direction the sun rises and sets. But according to basically all the Farlands people, this direction is west, the way the sun sets. That's just what you gotta believe. Don't believe the coordinate directions, I guess. Guess it doesn't quite work that way. I like to believe I'm going west as well because I'm following the herd. I'm a little bit different, you know. I'm going to the corner, but I'm going in a westerly direction anyway. That was the default all those many days ago, back at the beginning, before I started going to the corner. Which honestly, I think going to the corner doesn't really make a whole lot of a difference. Like, you're a little bit slower, but it's all about the journey anyway. You know, I mean, I try to be efficient, but the majority of the series will be the journey. I do say that on repeat, like every odd few episodes, just because I know people like to get to this mindset of like, oh, you should be at the Farlands sooner, or you know, why aren't you at the Farlands yet? But I mean, I'm sure you think I'm joking, but I've seen people in the comments like that. So there are people out there who watch this stuff and are like, make those kind of comments and whatnot about pacing and whatnot. So that's why I like to talk about my pace, you know, every you know, friggin' 5 episodes. So yeah, the friends we made along the way. Yep, it's the journey, the friends, the pet dogs that fell into ravines. I guess there's not ravines in this version. That fell into inconveniently placed holes in the ground that led to caves, or you know, just me just not realizing how dogs work. You know, silly me. Journey to the Farlands. What a time. Although, you know what, Tinfoil Chef did make a good defense regarding dogs in his argument about not why he does not want to get a pet dog he did not want to get a pet dog in Journey to the Farlands, in his Journey to the Farlands anyway. Was that he said the AI is dumb, and I agree with that because dogs in this version literally will walk right into danger. They'll walk right into like a cactus or you know, into like a ravine or into a mob's way and just die. I don't even remember how old Joseph died. I think he. Oh right, I think old Joseph kind of just disappeared. I think he must have died at some point, and I just didn't realize it. And I was like, wait, where's the dog? That was so early on in the world too. That was like 300,000 blocks into the journey. And then the second dog was a good ways beyond that. It was definitely in the hundreds of thousands, maybe even past 1 million at that point, which was Frederiki, which was the second dog I had in this world. Who, I think, yeah, Frederiki fell into a cave. That's the one I was thinking about. It fell into like a deep pothole. Rest in peace to both of those dogs. And then, of course, my favorite. Well, I shouldn't say favorite. No favoritism. The one of the more notable dogs. Stewie was my last pet that I had, and Stewie lasted like an odd 20 episodes, I think. Yeah, because it was like episode 95 to like 100 and something. Look, I got bad memory. There's a lot of these now. There's a lot of these episodes. I know which one it is. I just gotta look up the funeral. Yes, I actually held a funeral. I probably would have for old Joseph and Fredericky as well, had I streamed it. Although I might do that in my new series I'm doing when I get around to it. 118. So he was. Wait, it is in the thumbnail, or does it? It is very difficult to see. Episode 97 to 117. Yeah, about 20 episodes. So yes, I've had 3 pet dogs, and I probably won't get another one, at least for a long time, until someone else convinces me to get a pet dog. I doubt I'd do it on my own volition at this point. They're enough trouble as it is. And also you just hear a constant barking in the background, which I guess could be funny. But yeah, I'm not quite in the position to take care of a pet wolf right now. Especially due to their apparent lack of intelligence in the artificial intelligence field. I'm not saying they're robots. They might be. I don't know. If we got like things like chicken spies and whatnot, then I don't see why robot dogs are too much of a stretch. But make some beds. See how much longer I can go before I lose my mind. I'm not breeding a small army of dogs. Plus, Kurt did that, and they all died. It was like Nico on Newcraft all over again, where he just had like a dozen like dogs. Or he actually had Kurt had 5, but Nico had like 100. He had like a whole army of them back in Newcraft, and they all just died. Look, there's like 8 million more blocks to go in this journey. I think I might get another dog closer to the Farlands. Like there's a lot of real estate to go. A lot of distance to cover, so I'm not gonna get in a rush, in a big old rush. I've already had 3. I'm still honestly maybe in a bit of the grieving process still about Stewie, even though it's been like 50 episodes. And of course, before Stewie, the last dog before that would have been like 100 plus parts. So my grieving process is pretty long. 8 million dogs. Oh dear, it's gonna be a mess. And there's just constant stream of barking. Maybe there'll be the 1 in 8 million. You never know, Devin. You never know. I actually don't know the chances of a dog, one of my dogs kind of falling into a ravine or something. Oh, I keep saying ravine. A cave, because ravines exist in release 1.0, but not this version. I guess beta 1.8 not, but anywho's, I digress. Yeah, 3 pet dogs, and I guess and counting. God. I'm still in the part of the process where I just don't want another dog, but we will see. We will see how I feel on like another million or so blocks, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, or like right before the Farlands. You never know. You never know what I get around to at that point. I'll be a changed man. Maybe I'll actually know how to take care of the dog. I know how to take care of Stewie. That was a great improvement. But Stewie kind of just disappeared randomly, like didn't even die, because I know for a fact Stewie was at full health in the episode that he died, or not died, that he disappeared. I don't know, and I've heard of the disappearing wolf thing being a glitch in beta, so I'm going with that. I'm gonna assume Stewie didn't pass away. I'm just gonna assume he just kind of went to the shadow realm, which I don't know which one's better, honestly. Stewie's still out there somewhere. Maybe old Joseph is. I don't know. I never saw old Joseph's death either. Maybe old Joseph was also just MIA. Chili pepper. I'm writing that one down. I don't get many requests, so. Oh, I also had an old request brewing around that to call the next one of the next dogs Cat. So maybe after Chili Pepper I'll have Cat. Named after the music disc. Not the animal. What animal? This doesn't exist. Not in this version anyway. I can live my cat dreams vicariously through beta 1.7.3 with a wolf that has the name Cat. And also apparently a wolf that has the name Chili Pepper, which is apparently going to be my next pet dog. Quite the development indeed. Wow, okay. How am I doing on analytics? I'm going to check my analytics. Wow, look at that. I don't know what's going on over on the YouTube channel. It's popping off right now. Every video I upload is getting like 80 plus views, and I'm like, that's like a no commentary video. Why is it getting 80 views? And I upload a commentary, and it's like a few hundred. I'm like, yeah, the channel is definitely on an upswing right now. It's like the stock market. It'll go up for a while, but I'm sure it'll come crashing down eventually. Or maybe not. I have no idea how this works. Like it hit like an extreme drought in June. Like I go like weeks without uploading a video, and it's just like flat lines for like a full month. I can see the charts. It just like dips in June. Same thing with my Journey to the Farlands progress graph, where like it's relatively normal up to June, like August to June, fairly steady. There's some bumps in the road kind of thing when I have trouble and whatnot, but there's like this huge like divot in June. June was a dark time apparently. A dark time for Journey to the Farlands. Believe in yourself, have faith. Yeah, well, we will see. We will see. We shall see. The journey is well, we're not even halfway through the journey yet, so it's gonna be quite the long haul indeed. Quite the long haul over to those Farlands, the beginning of the world's complete and utter destruction. Just just devolving into madness at that point. And that's just the beginning of the Farlands. The Farlands just kind of go on, and then there's the Fartherlands, and then the Fartherlands, and then the Fartherlands, and then the Fartherer lands, and the farthest. There's not the farthest lands. There's just the Fartherer lands, and then it kind of just disappeared. Just kind of the journey the Farlands kind of just disappear at some point, and the world just kind of poops out. That's basically a summary of what happens the further you go out. Although the world pooping out is like about a million blocks. No, not a million blocks. I'm past that. About an infinity blocks, which is actually possible in beta. You can actually go out infinity blocks, but you can't actually really play the game all that much. The game kind of just dies. You couldn't play survival, certainly. You just fall through the world because there's nothing. There's nothing there. It's just the sky infinitely. So that's nice. Minecraft is just this ecosystem within this Farland thing. 12.5 million blocks in every direction from spawn. There's just this huge box that's called the Farlands. It's a huge square. I know people often think of it as like this straight line, this rigid straight thing that goes up to build height. But no, the Farlands go all around, and there's 4 corners. And what you see in the pictures on YouTube, or not on YouTube, on Google or YouTube or whatever, is just the beginning. They go on for billions and quadrillions of blocks. Yeah, don't ask about what happened during June. It was a month for sure. That month where school took precedence. Although I'm sure it might not be the last time. But I will press on nonetheless. That's actually what I thought about in the beginning, is that the journey never really will end until I get to the Farlands. Even if I do take a break, I will always be pressing on to the Farlands at some point. It just may prolong the arrival to the Farlands, but still. A prolonged arrival is still an arrival. I was going to call the episode something around that, but I've used the word Farlands in my episodes way too much. You know, every episode has the word Farlands in it. It's not that creative. It's not that original. I need something striking, something cutting edge. Something of the utmost epicness that captures everything that has happened thus far in this episode. Not the journey. Who cares about the journey? I mean, I do, but that's against the point. Oh yeah, and I also gotta think about what Outpost 3 is gonna be like, because these 26 diamonds are only gonna last me so long. I mean, regardless of whether I do an Outpost in August or not, I'm gonna probably, you know, like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna build at the memorial. I'll build the memorial at the Farlands. That's what I'll do. C418 hits different at midnight. Devin's just weeping over there with the nostalgia. I'm just used to it, man. I mean, it's good music, okay? It's good music, but what hits different for me is hearing. There's actually like certain like songs that people use on like Minecraft videos that like hit different, not necessarily C418. I'm sure in like a decade or two, C418 is just gonna make me like, you know, just like curl into a ball and just cry for 5 hours or something. But not today. Not today. But yeah, C418 is a real gem, and all the songs are just chef's kiss. Mwah. Chef's kiss. But man, oh man, yep. The Scars time-lapse music. Honestly, that's pretty solid, yes. I think I'll do maybe one more day. I'll break clean at 1 a.m. I usually do clean to an hour, but I'm gonna do one more day, just because I'm having some fun. But nothing more than that. Setting like deadlines here. Time to go for a boat venture over here. Okay, let's see if I can do this without falling out of it. Precision. Okay, there we go. Nice boat acceleration maneuver. Okay, let's keep. Yeah, if in my no commentary episodes I'm ever looking up at this like punching at the sky, then you probably know why. Or if I do this, except without the sound, just I do that like when I take too much fall damage or when I fall out of the boat because the boat just is speeding up, gaining speed. Too much momentum. Too much for me. Wow, the silence. It's very serene, very quiet. The isolation. I am all alone in this world, and you can definitely tell that. It's just silence. It's one thing that's definitely hits different with Minecraft is the lack of ambience. There's like no ambience in Minecraft. All you hear is like mobs or like player stuff. It's just so quiet. It's just, especially combined with the beta-ness with like no structures and not a whole lot of mobs. Oh, oh yeah, I saw the message. That's good. It's very nice. Very epic. That card will be cherished for sure. I mean, like the man behind it is the or was the life blood of this series basically. You know, the how this whole series began. It's kind of a whole bunch of inspiration and kind of an honor kind of thing. But yes, anyway. I'm seeing what I need. Oh, my armor is getting pretty weak. I just replaced it not that long ago. Oh, the boots. Ah, the cursed boots. Cursed booties. Gah. I see. Wow, this is some real ace terrain. Not not really. Oh, this episode was gonna have the most cursed name. Anyway, of course, it's a midnight special. I don't get to do very many of those. Yeah, I should enjoy it. I'm gonna drink like the last drops of water here. Ah, that is water and a half right there. I believe, yeah, pumpkins always place the same way. Are they directional? Oh, I thought they weren't. Or or am I oh, I think it's just the stem that's like the same direction. Yeah, the stem always faces the same direction. The block itself is directional, but the stem faces what direction? Well, I guess it faces this way, which is I don't remember. I remember seeing that in one of a redstone farm video where you can use a pumpkin to tell what direction is what. You know, you don't need to use a compass. This compass doesn't really have north, south, east, west on it. It just kind of leads to spawn, which, come on, spawn, is it really that glamorous? It's what, an odd 3.6 million blocks ago. There's like what, a tiny little hole in the ground back there. Maybe a few punch trees, a few loose saplings on the ground. Maybe some wreckages of boats that I was driving around frantically trying to find mushrooms. I can joke about that now actually because I'm streaming all that goodness. But anywho, I guess I have to set sail again and make a fool of myself yet again. I could just ride slowly in the boat, or I could do my boat method here, acceleration. Oh, don't tell me we're gonna reach ice. The cursed ice lakes. Actually, I don't know how that cursed, but I'll just avoid it for now. Actually, I think we can go right around it. Oh, start Neon. That's a good sign. I, that I probably need to end the episode. Oh god, few minutes. Few more minutes. it's it's like I'm struggling. I'm not. Well, maybe a bit of being tired, but that never stops me. Honestly, I'm sure the journey would just go on like at no end if I didn't stop myself. It's just that captivating. No, it's not that it's captivating. It's the goal. It's the journey. It's the luster of it all. It's not the. It's not just about spending like an hour a day staring at a screen going one direction. Like, huh? There's a bit more to it. And of course, I would have learned as much after, an odd 11 months, almost a year now. 175 episodes, 200 plus videos. I guess it'll be higher than that once I'm done before Journey to the Farlands, but at any rate, we continue. We're getting ever closer to the Farlands, or are the Farlands getting closer to us? That is also a debate I have posed. I literally just named one of my episodes, like a few episodes ago. I called it Call of the Farlands, so I made that joke. I made it first. It's like the Call of the Void, but for the Farlands. Yeah, essentially Call of the Farlands. That episode that basically captures the luster of it all. I can almost imagine this in like a Moby Dick sense, where I'm just like the Captain Ahab of the journey here, just going after the Farlands, just obsessed, monomaniacal, fixation towards the Farlands. And I will not stop until I reach them. No stopping. Well, actually, outpost, but besides the outposts and accidental deaths that may lose me items. Yep, that's the life. The life of a Farland fiend. Just came up with that one on the spot, and it actually kind of works. Oh, I didn't write that name down that I thought of earlier. Oh, uh, oh my goodness. I don't even know. Every video I upload right now is getting like tons, like a bunch of views. I don't know what's happening. Like I swear, like yeah, it was just yesterday that I'd upload a video and they get like 10 views or no views. So I think some Journey to the Farlands episodes still have no views. And meanwhile, the most random no commentary Journey to the Farlands episode gets like 100 views. I've had some no commentary videos get like 300, and then there's also a commentary recently, Chunk Funkiness, that's got like what 500 views now. I'm not just view flexing. I'm just as surprised as a lot of you are, I'm sure. Which I can say that because there's probably a decent handful of people who are making it to this point. But anyway, it looks like the sun is starting to set, and I gotta get. I'm gonna end this episode on a hidey hole. I'm gonna pull a TFC. I gotta dig out a hole, a hidey hole, and I will hide out until the next episode, which it seems like a perfect idea. Digging to the hill. A little dirt hole here. Alright. Some torches. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, that will do it for the episode here. I'm going to go to bed because I'm very tired, and I'm sure this was yet another one of my sleep deprived episodes Yes, it is one of those midnight specials. But anyway, that's gonna wrap it up. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one, the next Journey to the Farlands. Oh, you asleep? No! Oh, I broke the torch, and now my game's glitched. Oh, jeez, getting lucid nightmares already. Okay, well, good night.